She's in the other room taking work calls, her voice smooth and composed. I'm supposed to be working too, but my mind drifts, my fingers frozen over my keyboard. I can't focus, not after last night. I let out a shaky breath, forcing myself to admit it. I need an exorcist. And I am not the kind of guy who calls an exorcist. I've spent my life laughing at the idea, dismissing it as fantasy, a scam for the gullible. But I can't do this alone again. Not after what I saw. I refuse to involve a church. I wouldn't even know where to start. So I do the next worst thing. Craigslist. Price is no object. Just get this thing out of my girlfriend. The man who answers my desperate message agrees to come tonight. His only request? She cannot know. If she finds out, he warns, and she can't fall asleep, no refunds. I should be more concerned that I just gave my home address to a Craigslist exorcist, but I have bigger problems. The day drags, every second stretching unbearably thin. My stomach churns. I jump at the sound of my girlfriend's voice. At one point, I hear her humming in the kitchen, carefree, innocent. She has no idea. A chill runs down my spine as I watch her slice vegetables with a long, gleaming knife. When evening finally arrives, I put on the best performance of my life, my Academy Award-winning act of normalcy. I slide into bed next to her, forcing myself to breathe evenly, my heart hammering against my ribs. She kisses me goodnight. I keep my eyes open. She turns out her bedside light. I leave mine on. We spoon, my body locked in place, pretending to relax. I count down the seconds. Just a little longer, just until she's asleep. Then, her voice soft in the darkness. Why is your heart beating so fast? My throat tightens. I swallow hard. Just freaked myself out with my book. Maybe horror before bed isn't the best idea. She laughs, familiar and warm. The kind of laugh I've always loved. But I don't love it now. I count down 180 Mississippis. When I'm sure she's asleep, I slide out of bed and barricade the bedroom door with a chair. A voice, her voice, calls out from the other side. Where are you, pumpkin? Can't you sleep? It sounds so close to her. I don't answer. Again, softer now. It's cold without you, baby. Come back to bed. I clench my fists. It's cold as hell where you're from. Then a shift, a warning. There's someone coming up the driveway. It's late. Don't let them in. I freeze. Footsteps crunch against the gravel outside. I step cautiously toward the front door and peek through the window. A tall man stands beneath the porch light, clad in priest's garb. Tattoos peek from his sleeves. He looks like Ethan Hawke in First Reformed. If Ethan Hawke moonlit as a Craigslist exorcist. Before I can say anything, a long metallic scrape shatters the silence. From the living room. First turn. The priest exhales sharply beside me. The cat. My blood runs cold. Our cat has been watching us from the shadows. But it's not our cat anymore. Its once green eyes are now yellow. Bloodshot. Pupilless. Black sludge drools from its agape mouth, trailing thick smears along the hardwood floor. It tries to hiss, but only manages a wet, bubbling gurgle. Its legs, are they longer? It used to reach my ankle. Now it stands at my knee. I curse under my breath. How could I have been so stupid? Of course the cat got possessed. It spent all night trapped in the bedroom, lapping up that black sludge. New plan. Cat first. The cat speaks. Its mouth doesn't move, but the voice drips from its throat like poison. The too deep, nightmare voice I know all too well. I told you not to let him in. Then, knuckles rap against the bedroom door. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I try to triage the situation in my mind. Then I make the biggest mistake of all. I take my eyes off the cat. In a blur of impossible speed, it launches itself forward, claws sinking into the priest's chest, scaling his body like a spider. He stumbles back, gasping, trying to pry it off. The cat wraps its two long legs around his throat, tightening like a constrictor. It does not break eye contact with me. I stand frozen as the priest chokes, scratching at his own neck. He rips the creature free, shouts something, probably a Bible verse, before the cat silences him by shoving its tail deep into his throat. The gurgling, wet choke that follows is human. Move! I lunge for the holy water, wrestle the cat's jaw open, and pour the contents down its slime-slick throat. The moment the water touches it, the cat collapses. Its body splays unnaturally, legs bent in every direction, motionless, defeated, for now. I shove it into its carrier and snap it shut. The priest and I exchange a grim look, both of us panting. He rubs his bruised throat, blood leaking between his fingers. I narrow my eyes. Have you ever dealt with this before? He wipes his mouth. 1,000 times. It takes everything in me not to roll my eyes. Glad to have you around then.